Hi, welcome back to my channel, My Rays of Light. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and I'm back with Tea with Spirit, episode 7 of season 2. So get your tea kettles on, get your teacups, and get your snacks, and let's get into it. Before I start the show, I wanted to make some announcements here. Recently, I have been creating my own jewelry. These are different healing crystals that have been programmed with healing energy. I am wearing a piece that I actually made into a pendant. This is a rainbow aura opalite crystal pendant, and it is available on my website. So after viewing today's video, if you want it, it's on my website at www.raymondguzman.net/shop. I am starting to make some more pieces. There will be some more pieces available later this week or next week in my shop, and I will be updating you all here in the community tab on my Instagram. If you follow me, check out my Instagram stories, don't miss that, and also on my Facebook page, as well as if you have not yet subscribed to my website, there's a subscribe button on a subscribe section so that you can be subscribed to my website and be updated on any promos that I have going on, anything new, any news announcements. I will be adding them to that section of my store. So let me get the camera a little bit adjusted. Sorry about that. Alright, so let's get into the first question. This is coming from Always Hopeful, and it says here, "Hey Ray, I love that you brought back your show. I love hearing everyone's questions and responses and feeling my spirit come alive while listening. I was wondering if my spiritual contract in this lifetime is to be single, or if my romantic love connection and future family is still coming, and if soon. I'm 36 years old and have been put through the ringer of relationships and drama. I realize my spirit's purpose hasn't been carried out yet, but what it is, I'm not sure. Also curious who my spiritual team is." Well, thank you so much, Always Hopeful. I will be addressing just one question. Keep in mind, when y'all write into the show, it's just one question, so you have to be very specific with one question. If I answer several questions, I have to do it for everyone, so I want to make it fair. So your main question was centered around your love life and whether or not you will ever find someone in this lifetime, and what I'm getting from Spirit is that you are definitely going to find that someone. However, you have a lot of work to do on yourself still. There's this feeling of the past relationships being unhealed. It really is causing a blockage in your heart chakra space. So you have some heart chakra trauma, and I've spoken about this before in different episodes of Tea with Spirit. What heart chakra trauma is, it's basically when you've been through the ringer, like you said, you've experienced some kind of hardships, maybe domestic abuse, sexual abuse in some form, and that actually hinders your ability to move past that. For you, it's going to be about self-love, infusing when you don't feel like you are going to attract that soulmate into your life, because that's what I feel like your thoughts, what I'm getting from Spirit and your soul, is that many of your thoughts are surrounded that you're never going to find that true love that you want. Spirit is wanting you to shift those thought pattern processes. So anytime that you feel like that, it's imperative that you shift that into something positive and say, yes, I will attract my soulmate into my life. And it wouldn't hurt to do some candle magic as well. You can do some basically some candle magic with for love, self-love. You can use either a pink candle or a red candle, and basically you can put some cinnamon inside of it. If it comes in a glass, if it's tapered, or it comes in like a pillar candle, then you can put it like in a plate, and then just from there around it, put some cinnamon around, some cloves, some magnetic sand, and you can find a lot of these things that I'm mentioning, these herbs and the magnetic sand, online on Etsy or through a Wiccan shop, or possibly even like a metaphysical shop. There's one store in particular that I like. It's Madame Pamita's Parlor. If you haven't checked that out, 13 Moons. It's another good store, and those are not through Etsy, but they have a lot of great quality products that I really, really enjoy. And then there's also another one in New York, in the Bronx, and it's called Original Botanica. I believe that's the name of it. So y'all can look up those, and I'll try to include those links in the description box below. This is where I get a lot of my supplies for candle magic and stuff like that. So it's really, really good, and I feel like that will help you, Always Hopeful, in manifesting what your intentions are. You have to be very clear and send out to the universe what your intentions are. If you are constantly thinking, I'm not going to get, I'm not going to be happy, I'm not going to find that right man, it's not going to happen. So you just have to, continue to visualize and say that and see yourself with the perfect mate that you're wanting. Like, what would be your picture perfect ideal man? And that is what you need to kind of focus on, and not focus too much out on the future, but take it day by day. And slowly but surely you're going to attract the right person. I do foresee you meeting someone within the next 18 months. It could be much sooner. The thing with timelines, again, like I've said in different videos, they can fluctuate. This is the timeline that I'm getting right now based off of your energy, but any free will, any actions on your part can shift that, and it can definitely change. But right now I get somewhere in between, like fall, honestly, of next year. So that's going to be kind of like in between. It can happen much sooner than that, but I feel like you're ready for it. You just need to work on it just a little bit more, and you will attract the right person into your life. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in and actually writing into the show. Let's get into the next question. I must say it's quite different doing the Tea with Spirit show live. So let's get here. Okay. This is coming from Yahida or Yahara. She says, "Hi Ray, I love your channel and I'm so thankful of how generous you are by doing weekly horoscopes and Tea with Spirit for us. I am an undergrad student in my junior year and I'm currently unemployed. I've submitted many applications and so far I haven't gotten a single response. I'm open to any job at an entry level. I'm feeling discouraged and don't know where else to look. Do you see me getting employed soon? Best wishes, and I hope you feel much better now." And this is coming from Yahara. And the answer to that is yes, you are going to get employed, but for you in particular, you're going to need to look at possibly going in person to the local businesses that you're applying. I know nowadays, like everything, they want you to apply online in most businesses, but there's still some businesses that you actually, you still would have to go in for an interview. One of the good things that you should be able to do is to go in with your resume. Make sure you have an outstanding resume. For those of you that are looking for someone, maybe you're not skilled on writing a resume and you're going online and kind of copying, a resume and kind of tweaking it to your own, your own skill sets. You can go onto like a website called Fiverr. It's fiverr.com. They have a lot of freelance professionals, and you can actually get someone to kind of write your resume for you. You will send them a sample and be very specific as to what type of resume you're wanting. And it's almost like someone that's like a ghostwriter, but they'll make it professional and just kind of like polish it up for you. That's going to be the first step. The second step is for you to go into these businesses. Like if you find like a place that you really want to work at that's local, you need to walk in and ask to speak to a manager or a supervisor for that, because a lot of times when you hand your resumes into the receptionist or another staff member, they will just get chunked into the garbage. But you need to be very professional dressed. Go into one of these places with your resume, ask to speak to the supervisor, and then hand them your resume. If they are inquiring, tell them that you have a question, you want to speak with them. So it's very important with that. Some businesses will try to have them screen, their visitors, so they may not actually allow you to speak with them, and that's going to be okay. But I do foresee within the next 3 months or less, you will find something that is entry level, and I feel like it's in an office environment, more of what I see you doing. So you just have to kind of keep there and know that there are people that are out there, that are employers that are looking for people who don't maybe have any skill sets, that that are trained in college, they have college degrees and they're willing to train them. But I do feel like it's going to be like an entry level, and you will work your way up. And I keep getting the initials T, and I'm also getting the initials C, so TC. So just be sure to hold on to that and go into that place, and the place that you're guided to that's local, and apply in person. So I want to thank you so much for actually writing in. That's the Tea from Spirit for you. Let's get into our third one. Okay, this is coming from Nuna, and Nuna is saying, hi Raymond, I love listening to Tea with Spirit because I learn so much from other people's questions and your advice to them for their higher good. Thank you for sharing your gift with all of us. Well, thank you, sweetheart, for tuning in. I really appreciate you. And Nuna continues to say, my question is, in the mid-70s, I dated Michael Z, which was the wrong timing for this relationship, but it forced me to learn a lesson. In the mid-90s, he located me, but I was nasty to him because I was still hurt. I really regret the way I handled the situation. I found out that he passed away in 2006. Can you tell me why he came to see me after 20 years? Will I be with Michael in another lifetime? Does he send me any signs? Oh my God. Thank you so much, Nuna, for writing in to me about this. I definitely get immediately that he was your soulmate in this lifetime, and has been a soulmate in previous lifetimes as well. And I feel like you really had a chance to be together in this lifetime, but circumstances pulled you both apart in different directions. And it's not uncommon for people to be in relationships with their soulmates, or they have a soulmate come into their life in some way and it just doesn't work out, or they just, you know, reject each other and things just don't work out. I really feel like he was coming back to you because there was an unhealed portion or a question that he had, a doubt whether or not how you felt about him, and he never forgot you. And that's the thing with soulmate bonds and soulmate relationships, is that we never tend to forget one another, even though you know, your soulmate may be with another person and they may be, you know, going through the motions, maybe, you know, being romanced by that person, but they always will think about you because that is a soulmate bond that cannot be broken, and it's something that's very strong and intense. And it's like you don't have to speak your words or speak, you know, about it for you to feel it very deeply at the soul level. So definitely this was someone that was a soulmate bond, and he is okay, he is at peace. I know that you feel guilty. You need to let this go because Michael would not want you to hold on to this. He wants you to let it go. I also get that he was someone that was very free-spirited. Also get that he liked working on vehicles, so maybe he had like a niche, or I don't know how you say that, a niche for, you know, fixing like cars, like very savvy, like a handyman, you know, doing mechanic work and then also doing things around the house. But I get he was into being outdoors. He was very active, and I just feel like something was not right with his cardiovascular system towards his passing. But he is at peace and he is around you. And yes, to answer your question, you will be around each other in a past life. That's what I'm trying to get. When people ask me, can we have more than one soulmate in this lifetime? The answer is yes, because you have to understand that a lot of us have reincarnated several times, and so we have reincarnated several times, and in those different previous times we've been with different people, and so we do have a soul family on the other side, soulmates, and then we have soulmates here in this lifetime. So there's definitely more than one soulmate in this lifetime. So I want to thank Nuna so much for writing into the show. That is a great question. So let's get into the fourth question. Okay, this is coming from Blue Mood. Blue Mood says, hi Ray, my beautiful best friend Charles let's see here, has a ton of physical problems. He had back, knee, hip. He's the kind of guy who health is everything to him. He has a heart of gold. And she says, best person I know, and he doesn't deserve to suffer so much. He has chronic pain and is basically disabled. Before all of this, he was a personal trainer. He is depressed, and I am so worried about him. He's gone to countless doctors who can't seem to help him. Do you see physical and mental conditioning improving? Any advice? I know you specialize in health issues. Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for writing into the show, Blue Mood. And I'm sorry, for some reason I said Charles, but it's actually Chuck. So with Chuck and this condition that he's had, yeah, it's a complicated case. I don't diagnose. I'm not a doctor. I don't diagnose at all, but I am a medical intuitive, and I can see certain things from spirit's perspective, but my advice should never be substituted for any medical advice. So for you in particular, I am getting that you will need to kind of push him into the direction of holistic healing. He will have significant improvement, but he needs more of holistic therapy, because I feel like a lot of the therapy and things that he's gone through right now in the physical, you know, in his reality, in his immediate space, it's not really helping with his situation. It has helped some, but it's kind of holding him back, and I feel like he has limitations beyond what he can do, and I understand how it can take a toll on this. You know, he sees this disability as something that is, it's almost like he sees it as, in some ways, that his life is doomed, and it was over when he became disabled. He went through all of this, but there is hope for him, and I do feel like there is a surgery. Now, I'm not trying to scare anyone or, you know, put that out there, but Spirit keeps talking about a surgery. This could be a surgery to fix something, and it's coming up within the next two years or so, and it could be much sooner than that, but I do feel like there is a surgery out there that could correct something with the nerves, with what he has going on, and fix a part of it, but it's more in the spinal area. So at least that's how it's coming in. But yes, there is going to be hope for him. I do see that he will get some help here. And there's something about, I don't know if a lot of people know about CBD. I don't know if I even said that correctly, oil. But there's something about that. I don't know if he's using that, or he's, you know, talked to his doctor, or if that's something that's even legal in every state. But I know a lot of people are using it, as long as it doesn't have like a certain TH something factor. I'm not familiar with a lot of the medicines out there, but this is definitely going to be like I think it's like the CBD oil that he may be able to use and find some comfort. But again, this would be something that he would need to speak with his doctor if he has one. If not, if he has like a naturopathic doctor that he can reach out to. If you go online, there's a lot of naturopathic doctors out there that you can go to, and they can help you, you know, with that. So sending a lot of healing to Chuck out there, and I hope that everything, you know, gets better for him. So big blessings to you, Blue Mood, and thank you so much for writing in. That's the T from Spirit. So alright, let's get to the next one, the last question for this week's show. Okay, this is coming from Cancer Scorpio Moon. Hey Raymond, I just wanted to say that I love watching your videos all the time. Well, thank you so much, and I've been subscribed to your channel for a few months. You heard that? That person has been subscribed, so be sure to hit that red subscribe button after you listen to this video, or right now on the bottom right hand corner of this video, hit that and the notification bell icon. This person says, I've been in a relationship with a guy that I like for about a month now. We met on a New Year's at a local bar. After we met, we started to see each other almost every day. We have decided to make it official on Valentine's Day. Well, congratulations. I like him, but now I'm having second thoughts. I don't know where the relationship is headed. He just recently told me that he wants to move out of state, and he doesn't know exactly where he wants to move as of yet. He also is dealing with a few personal things like depression, sexuality issues, and not feeling accepted by his family, and also feeling confused about what he wants to do in his life. I have to be honest, it's starting to affect me. Right now I'm currently working on music, trying to be in the music industry as a musician, but I'm struggling with that as well. Raymond, I need your help. Is this the right guy for me? Is this the relationship for me, or should I part ways with him? Will I be successful in music? Well, thank you so much for writing in, and big hugs to you. That's Cancer Scorpio Moon. And this is a very difficult situation. The guy that you have met, I feel like he is at a crossroads in his life, and I'm going to be very honest here, as I always am in my private readings, and I never sugarcoat anything. But honestly, I don't feel like he's the right match for you. I feel like there's a lot of things that he has unhinged, and he's almost like a wishy-washy person when it comes to decision making, and so that can kind of get to you on a big level, because you're very decisive and you like to have, you know, clear answers and not be left in limbo, you know, knowing where he is going to go, and or what he's going to do, what this person is going to do. There are some trauma, things that he has not yet spoken to you about, things that he's holding back, that by now it could have been possible that between you, the time that you submitted this question and now, it has come out into the light and things have been more visible. But I don't feel like you're both very compatible on a compatible level. There's going to be a lot of conversations, a lot more feelings and nudges that you're getting on an intuitive level that is pushing you away. I also feel there's maybe some vices, some unhealthy coping mechanisms, and I'll just say that you probably are aware of by now, that are causing a lot of this anxiety and a lot of these doubts that you're having, and that's your intuitive ability speaking to you. So I definitely would feel like you need to contemplate and think about this very hard, and it's going to be very hard for you because I know that you have your heart set up on meeting the right person in your life. But the question was two-part about your music career. I feel like it also affects your music career in many ways, and I'm not answering both questions, but I'm just giving you that it's affecting both. Your love life is tied to your work life. So you are going to be affected when you are brought with a person that has unstable energy. I do feel in many ways that this person is almost like an energy vampire in some ways, and it's very draining. And at the end of this, you're going to be the one that, if you choose to, what I'm being shown is like two different paths that are being presented. If you choose to stay with this person, the path that it's going to be is that you're going to be emotionally exhausted, drained. It's going to affect you and kind of create obstacles in your life. And it's going to feel almost like you are being the adult, and this is almost like your baby brother that you're taking care of in many ways, and you're having to, kind of babysit someone. And I feel like you're very mature for yourself, and this again is not where you're wanting to be at this point in your life. You're wanting someone to take the reins of the relationship, perhaps, to a certain degree, but also give and take. It's like give and take equally, and I don't feel like this is going to be a give and take situation if you were to stay with this person. I do feel like they will eventually definitely move away. I don't feel like it's going to be out of state, but it will be to another city, and it's kind of like they are at a point where they're kind of moving, and it's going to, why invest so much time and energy into a relationship if you are not someone that's going to be willing to move or relocate with them, and kind of uproot yourself because this person is not happy. And, I'm glad that this has come out into the open and you were made aware of it, so now the ball is in your court. You're going to have to make a very big decision, and I feel like you will make the right decision. As a psychic medium, as a spiritual advisor, as a YouTube personality, I can't tell anyone what they should do. I can only suggest and give you what spirit, is showing me. I believe that people have their own free will, and that we as psychic mediums should never say to someone, you need to dump them, or you need to leave them, or you need to do this, because there's a lot of people that cross those boundaries. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. This is the Tea from Spirit. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I love you, each and every one.